Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with your weekend update. Shadowlands has launched, first impressions, pet battles, dungeon runs, emissaries, aka, which covenant did you pick? Let's get into all that, shan't we, with the camera as we've had to move it around many times. Here we go. Dr. Fox back here with you with a weekend update. So happy to have you along once again. How is your first launch week been for you? It's been a little crazy hectic for me because of the holiday. We understand there is the chunk down for not being able to have a lot of people around, and they did say it's okay for small gatherings. So at least anyone elderly we did not see. It was just me and my brother at this point, and we know both of us are doing good for the moment. We know that can turn extremely quickly, but I did all precautions, went above and beyond, and I think that's all we can ask at this point as well. We're almost there, but with that said, we won't get into too much of that. We want to go live in Shadowlands, don't we? Yeah. So first week, what do you think? I logged in, and the oh my goodness sakes, depends on which server you were on. I had some trouble getting in there and getting started through the opening, which took us in, and then after that, as we saw the Maw, and then we saw Bastion, and then we went back to the Maw, and we did all that, and that I saw a lot of folks already flying through to 60 and I just can't do that anymore. It took me until literally last night. I stayed up until almost 10:30 to finally hit level 60. It was, it's been a rough week. We like I said, we had a lot going on with the holiday, and I had a lot of other obligations offline, sadly, I had to take care of if I want to be able to continue to try to do this. It's been a very stressful week for me because I've had to been dealing with talking to one of my old lawyers and just some other stuff going on that I'm not really going to touch on too much. It's been just very stressful around here, and I just need a break, and I just need some support on that right now. And it's been absolutely struggling and having to be completely reminded of certain things. And with that, we want to be able to live in Shadowlands so we can forget some of those pieces. You can see we moved the cat cam again. It was over there, but she's starting to enjoy Mama's little spot right here. You can see the Hearthstone pillow is turned around right now. So at least you guys are still getting to enjoy Miss Mora. She just came and cuddled up as we were getting ready to do our weekend update. So I thought I'd share that with you as well. I want to hear how you all have been holding up. Oh my goodness sakes. After 12 long months, I am working so hard and so too much money to explain on it. But thank goodness I did. I broke it up into like a 6-month one, so at least it brought it down a few dollars every month. I shouldn't even have done it. But you can see, finally, after 1 year, dun, 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 I have the official renowned explorers that you get on month 12 of Recruit a Friend. Finally, I have the full set of the title renowned, the hopper. It looks like a biplane. You've got your camel, the title, the other backpack, like all that. Even the alt that I set up, that one was sent a 30 slot bag for helping. So I didn't want to have to do it that way. I would have preferred to have a friend that we helped do that with. But things did not come together as I had hoped in those aspects. And I needed that for Stay Classy and some other reasons. So with that, we're going to leave it like that. But that's not our point. Our point is I'm very, very ecstatic to finally get that last set. Just a little not so ecstatic when knowing it came with a price. And we know that's how a lot of different people have some pros and cons about how we feel about all those parts of it with that. But I'm just ecstatic. As I mentioned, I hit level 60 last night. What a sigh. I was all excited. I was hoping to be able to use my companion app. Not yet. There's still more to do. You got to do the optional quests as well. Many of you already know this. I wasn't sure, but it was my first guess. I was like, you watch, I got to do all the optional quests first. But the big piece is I was grinding for was to get the Covenant unlocked and to be able to have world quests, so that at least my alts now can sort of jump right into that when I'm ready, because I know I want to get one of my mages over there and starting to try to make, because I know already all your regions and whatnot are already like grinding in price, and we're starting to see those slowly come down, and I know we're missing out on those extremely quickly, but there's a whole nother dichotomy when it comes to the gold aspects of that as well. But I'm just grateful I got to that point. So I'm slowly going back. You guys will be excited to see I did get Crystal Snap out, one of the pet battles. Of course, you can go over to, I think it's WoW. I'll put the link in. I know I'm going to botch it wrong. It looks like Zuying's pet battle website. It's got like this great setup if you use, like, say, Rematch or some of that TD script and whatnot. I haven't quite got that figured out yet. They're able to plug it in there somehow, and then you integrate the copy aspect of it, or how they do. Anyway, it takes a little bit getting used to, but right now it's just so much overwhelming. It's kind of on the back burner. I have caught, at least those that know my Instagram and Twitter have seen my first pet battle. I think it was a little fox I ended up getting as one of my first new battle pets for the Shadowlands area, and I did get that Grimmer or little Grimmer Slimer, the little purple Murloc from a couple weeks back. I did get that. That was in Northrend, and the pre-patch I got the Geist. But for actual Shadowlands, it was a little cute little like fox pet I got there. And then like I said, we got Crystal Snap strategy out. Thank you for the feedback. We've already got like hundreds of views on it, so I'm very, very grateful for that. I'm trying to get to others, but like I said, I just unlocked. I could have gone and done it. I don't like doing it on those that know my channel know that I don't like to go back and do it on PTR because things can change. But we also know that's why we said generally we don't always see them come out so quickly, because there's so many more strats better on this website that I'm going to refer to as well. And you can actually plug in what you've got, and it will give you your best strats for it. Then you don't have to watch the video and then be like, I don't have those. What am I going to use? So it's a really, really nice option as well for that. But I'm very excited to hear how the stability, I did it with war mode on all the way to 60. Now, nobody pretty much bothered me. I think I accidentally hit a horde character one time, and maybe they came back to finally hit me, because I made it all the way to 59. No one bugged me pretty much for the first few days I was in there, and I didn't even really get on much during I think it was Wednesday and Thanksgiving. So that made, and there wasn't a lot of time on Black Friday. I did get, I think, a little bit done, but I had a lot of work to finish on insulating around the trim of the travel trailer that I'm in now. I had to make sure I put on 2-inch. You could do 1-inch, but 2 inches much more warm, and I had to get a lot done around here, and dealing with a lot of stress this week. I'm trying to get my mind off it, and then finally be able to, on the colder days, I can come back in, because I know Shadowlands will still be here, but I wanted to be able to come in and hopefully by at least week 1 or by this weekend update to be able to finally launch that. You can see I'm wearing one of my 3 favorite colors as well. I needed a new headband, and I had these cute little onesies. We're at the Dollar Tree is where I got these. This is a blue. I got a purple one for a very special friend of mine. Her favorite color is purple. And then I think I've got one of my other colors I like as well that I picked up, and then I've got a few other ones, but it's been helping hold the hair out of place. I miss my bangs, but I'm having some trouble with them, so long story. But with that said, we'll switch gears here. How's everyone been doing on week 1? The max renown is at 3, is the small update that we've had. The Maw will supposedly open up next week. At least that's what the update has said. So we'll have to see. Or this Tuesday as we'll switch gears into calendar pretty soon. How's everyone doing on your Shadowlands dungeons? I know there's the pre-made groups, and I know there's other guildies and there's other groups out there that you could jump into, but I really liked having the sound up. I usually only get to do this near the beginning of each expansion. Really enjoying the audio cuts. I'm literally sitting there and reading every single quest detail down to the minute, every little piece, and that's also what's taking me some time. I'm not just flying through it because I want to be able to have my alts just be able to bounce past that and go right in and take Covenant. So I was queuing normal because I was trying to get to the point hoping that the new expansion was going to have the quest again, like you lead up to where the dungeon gives you a quest. And I did for the first one, I got that, but I queued for it and wanted to try it out. And it was the normal dungeon, and it was like an hour queue. So I found that I'm getting a lot of hour queues out of those right now for just the regular normal runs. The good news, at least my eye level, I've hit 144 just by questing. I'm trying to get a little bit higher. I have unlocked finally the normal dungeons to queue for now, all of them, because before it was like I was leveling and I only could do like one, and then when the second one opened up, like Plague Land, I think, yeah. Plague Land. I try to checkmark just the second dungeon, and it wouldn't let me. It would auto checkmark the first dungeon. I'm like, I don't want the first dungeon. I've already queued for that one. So I kept trying and trying until I finally maxed. And then when they maxed, they all locked again because you had to have, I think it's item level 140. And then I finally hit 140, and then they unlocked for me. And I'm like, all right, but I'm going to queue for them later because I want to finish the optional. So what I'm working on is, now the dailies are up, I'm going to finally be able to unlock, not only, I've got a little bit more land area mass, because I didn't want to try to do that with war mode on. Literally, as I hit 60, I was right near an inn. Boom, pulled that off. That last level, that was the hardest yesterday. This is what took me the longest. I kept dying this one spot, this horrible druid came in and just kept slicing me down. I was trying to just click on this one, it was the part with the harp. And I was trying to see if I could get that little treasure chest to unlock. And every time I try to click on that harp, he'd jump in there, just slice me down. And boy, this went on for a while, for a few times. And I said, all right. So I tried to move into another spot. Clearly, they found me again. I got back to town. They decided to slice me down there too. I had to take sickness and do another part that was leading me back to Orbis. And I went back there and did that until it wore off, and then I could do a little bit others. And so I decided, you know, I want to get this main thing done. And I had like maybe 4 or 5 bars left. I headed into was it Maldraxxus? No, it was the last area there. And, wow. And I had tagged on my right side, you can check mark to tag like the 3 main objectives for the storyline. And I like doing that. I put them up for each of the 4 zones, and it was nice to see when each one would pop. It was this nice little feeling as you get closer and get closer. And I finally hit 60. I was near an inn. I popped that war mode off as fast as I could, and then I just went on with the storyline, unlocked it. Now the raid's ready to roll. I was excited to see how that story unfolds. No spoilers here. And now I'm ready for world quests. For those that ask, yes, the Covenant I picked was Bastion. Those 2 beautiful areas of Arendelle and Bastion. I almost did the Night Fae. I know I mentioned a few months ago I was going to do Night Fae, but I was like, well, I really want to save that for my Shaman and my Druid. It's kind of that environment for them. So after enjoying the storyline a little bit more, and I always kind of felt with my main character, she was kind of a hero style type. So Bastion was really gorgeous, and it really pulled me back. It reminded me of like in the end of Legion when we went to the other planet, and but it was like a more brighter feeling of it. It was almost like all the Legion dark green went away, and it was this really bright, gorgeous area. It really reminded me of that a little bit, but it also was it was just, like, I don't even have the words for it today. So I ended up picking Bastion, so I'm starting to unlock that. I'm trying to plug away at the order hall, like I said, and then I got to do dailies. I got to finish unlocking the map. I got more flight pass to unlock, and I'm trying to work on the optional dailies. So that's kind of my goal for the next week as we get more pieces that unlock. And, of course, as that first tier starts opening up, I'm trying to get into either normal or get at least enough pieces to unlock heroic dungeon, so I can start to run some of those. And then hopefully I'll be ready for the raid. Some people are jumping right into Mythic, but I'll try to, and they just kick you, or, you know, and I'm trying to follow the raid dungeon guide so I know what's going on. I always try to watch those in the early beginnings, and I like getting hands-on. It works better for me. That's kind of how I've been kind of taking the first thing. Share with me what you have, what your covenant you picked was, or at least for your main. I've got I've got a whole list of covenants I'm going to be doing for like all different alts as they start to do things, but I'm just trying to get that first main unlocked far enough so I can at least start using that companion app a little bit. And I can still use it for BFA and Legion. You hold down the icon at the top and it lets you pick Legion, BFA, or Shadowlands. And Shadowlands is pretty much going, okay, you need said quest achievement unlocked before you know. And as I'm seeing it unfold, so I'm getting there. That's the thing. I'm plugging away at it. I finally picked up 2 white unicorn type style pets with me to take around, my hunter pets, not the little companion battle pets, but the pets that are aside, left and right side from my hunter. Now, those that know me know I don't always have all these terminologies and every little word available to me. You have to bear with me with my brain injury too, so it makes it challenging. That's why I always have to stare at this little notepad for a couple of minutes, and I have to stay focused on it, because that always helps me come back from that. As I mentioned, my item level, I hit 144 so far. Obviously that'll change as we go. I'm going to try to do some dailies and hit some of those things that when you hit level 60, where to go after that. One thing I've noticed in the Maw, you know, it's supposed to be a very dangerous place, and I still find myself trying to click on that mount, and I'm sure many of you are too. That's what I'm hearing from some, and I just keep wanting to click just use that action bar for my mount. I'm like, I want to get on my mount and I can't in the Maw. So I'm still doing that as well. I'm kind of curious what you're all kind of doing as well. So I think we're gonna kind of, to wrap things up, I really wanted to get into this week, just spend some time with you and kind of how things are going. I know we're starting to go over. For those that ask, yes, Mora had cut me pretty well. We were playing, and sometimes I wake up and I find her scratching me, and she's not doing it on purpose, or sometimes she's trying to wake me up or get my attention, and I'm still half asleep. So I got, if you're curious, I got sliced up, and if you're seeing all these bruises, this is from I was trying to cook a few months back, or early this year, with some ground turkey beef, and I usually do that as a slightly more healthier option for my sort of taco wraps that I make for Monday and Tuesday, and the oil had, normally I don't put it in, I put all the meat in and start breaking it up first before I even turn that on, and normally I wear my gloves, and I had a t-shirt on that day, and I was in such a rush. I just came home, and I don't normally make those runs, and when I'm out, and anyway, one thing led to another, and the oil burned a good chunk of my arm. I had some pretty severe burns from that experience again, and I've always tried to be so cautious, and it was difficult, and I've had a rough year trying to bounce back from that damage. So with that said, we're gonna keep upbeat. We're going to jump in here, and we're gonna do I love my calendar kitties, right babies? Should we go calendar kitties, mamas? Wait. Because just trying to spend a little time with y'all. I know we go over these briefings so quickly. Of course, Pilgrim's Bounty is wrapping up as well. For any of those that needed the last minute, it was helping. I'm so excited. My brother and one of our guildies, we jumped in. We were able to have some characters to help them throw, when you got to throw that turkey shooter for that good old achievement. And he was short one. We ended up finding on the Alliance side one of the Worgans was the Worgen Rogue is all we needed. I had most of the other characters. I would have actually had all those characters, but I didn't have my account that had all those characters leveled active. I had the other account active, and it only had a few to choose from, so I couldn't really help him very much on that aspect. But thankfully, our guildie jumped in. He quickly leveled a goblin through Exile's Reach, which would have been a lot quicker than taking it through the goblin starting area. Got him into Orgrimmar, and bam. So I hope you're able to get everything. There isn't really anything new this year. This is just, we're helping out my good old bro. Just trying to help him get some of his older achievements for the holiday as well. Helping him tidy those up. So there's not a huge, a bit of that going on. We do have the raids coming as well. Like I said, the Mora, the next section of that is opening up on Tuesday to get to that next year. Torghast. What's all of your experiences been so far? It's been I've only done that first like 3 level part. I found that I kind of liked the stacking of the health and the Beast of Wrath for my hunter, especially. That was really nice to keep seeing that sort of stack on stack on stack, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. So that kind of worked for me this week. And so just plugging away. Hope you all had a good holiday as well. We've got Pilgrim's Bounty for those. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there trying to get their worlds first, and they've got their mythics going live and getting ready for this raid. I'm trying to get my item level up so I can start doing that. Like I said, I've got a lot of other things that we're working on. I'm trying to work on the wrap. Pet battle, like there's a whole, like I've got, literally I'm slowly unwrapping this, and I'm like, oh, I've only like peeled back the first top piece, and I'm kind of like, I've got some layers to get through. So as we go, and then once it'll feel good, like once I get those layers unlocked, then I'll be able to like, okay, I'll get kind of settled in, and then like, all right, here's my routine. So just trying to really get through that next piece, if you will, this week, and then we'll have to kind of see where our update goes with us the next week as well. So with that said, take 2 things that you're really excited about working on. If you want to share them, work on those through Shadowlands. Take a couple of deep breaths if you're just trying to get through the holiday. I know it's not an easy circumstance when it comes to a lot of aspects of this, not by choice. And with that, call me in the morning, and then once again, yes, yeah, you know what? We will see you later.